Hello, my name is Eduardo Serrano, and this is my speech on one of my favorite hobbies, photography. So, for those of you who don't really know me in person, I like to take photos, but more specifically, I like to take concert photos. Now, just to give you a bit of background of how I actually got into this hobby, is on one day for Christmas, when I was about 12 years old, my mom and my sister had gotten me my first ever camera. I remember being just so excited to actually have a camera for the first time and take whatever photo that I wanted. And another thing to remember is that I would just take any photo of almost anything that I saw. It would literally be anything. It was like an apple or a bird or even just a plant that I thought was cool looking. But another thing to recall is that my sister was actually the first person who took me to my first concert, and I brought my camera to that first concert. And I was at the very front of the show, right in front of the people who were singing. And I just remember that I would get these great photos from the very first camera. And this would actually help bolster me into the new hobby of photography. After a couple of years of practicing, I would soon start my own portfolio in which I'd post all of the photos I have on my Instagram account. And after a little while, I would soon get local bands from San Diego to take photos for. They would ask me as they saw my other photos, and I would go take photos for them. Now, this hobby is something that got attached to me really, really quickly. I've become very passionate about it recently, as I've been putting in more efforts to not only advance my knowledge in photography, but also in the media arts, whether that be in cinematography, graphic design, or even sound design. Not only that, but I'm currently also working with Shieldless Magazine, which is a skateboard company that gives thought-provoking questions to local San Diego skaters. Not only that, but I'm also trying to work with artists in San Diego as well to help make a collaboration of art. Another thing that I love about this hobby is that it gives me the chance to express myself creatively. There's almost a limitless amount of ideas that I can come up with to take photos for. Literally anything is possible. If I wanted to make a photo of somebody with 6 arms holding torches in a dark, moody setting, I can do exactly that. All it takes is just some creativity as to how to get those photos done, you know? Like, for example, in my multimedia class, we were making projects for our fake record label, which at the time was called Mayo Records. And my idea was to make a poster in which all of the paper was torn out, and in these torn holes were my photos from my concerts. And after 7 hard days of work of putting more and more photos and more tears into this poster, I'd finally made my poster, and I've never been more proud of anything. And that's one of the other reasons why I just love photography and digital design, as it shows how I can just be creative in whatever way possible. But to conclude, I've shown how photography has been in my life ever since that one Christmas day, how photography has allowed to further my knowledge in media arts, and on how it allows me to express myself creatively. Thank you for listening.